I've always had a hard time in school. I wasn't a loner, but I didn't have a lot of friends either. People bullied me for the way I looked, but it never bothered me. At least, up until this point. I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. My mom and dad weren't poor or rich, just an average working family. My brother Kenny worked as a mechanic at an automotive industry, while my sister Riley went off to college to improve her career. I, as the baby, was in middle school. I never did like school. All the pain and torment I had to suffer. This one day changed my life forever. I was walking home from school with my friend, Candace. We were talking about the upcoming test that begun yesterday, when a tall man, about 40 or 50, walked our way. He stopped and asked us for directions.
Do you know where the Sunshine Market is?
I looked at him, and then to Candace. Sir, it's on the corner of Pine and Rosemead, right over there. I pointed to the light blue building hovering over our school.
Thanks. I owe you.
He thanked us and continued walking. We looked back to see nobody there. I finally got home around 3:27. My folks were outside barbecuing, so I put my bag down on the floor and went to my room. When I opened the door, the same man I met earlier was there, sitting in a chair, with a cigar in his mouth. He looked at me and gestured to call me over. I walked slowly and stood next to him.
Child, look at these eyes. Each one has a specific power engraved in them, so choose wisely. When you have the eye you want, pick it up and squeeze it tightly. Don't worry, you won't squish it.
On my desk were 6 eyes. All of them were oddly colored, but one stood out from the rest. That one, the dark blue eye. I pointed at the eye. He picked it up and placed it in my palm.
Now squeeze.
I squeezed the eye and felt my head pounding. After 10 minutes of squeezing, the pain went away, but the man had left. I looked at my palm. The eye is gone. I went over to the mirror to see that my eyes had changed from brown to dark blue. My face was completely clear and pimple-free. The eye had changed me into a new person. My mother yelled for me. Evelyn, time for dinner. I went to the bathroom and washed my hands. As I walked downstairs, I felt a strange aura around me. Something very cold. I was the first to sit down while everyone else came later. They all had this look of astonishment. Eve, what happened to you? You look very pretty. Oh my, your eyes have changed colors. Kenny stared at me for a while. It made me feel uncomfortable. Excuse me, I'm not hungry anymore. They all continued staring until I went upstairs to go to sleep. The next day was odd. Boys that had bullied me were now complimenting me on how pretty I was. Wow, I never got that kind of attention before, I muttered to myself. The nightmare was only beginning. At lunchtime, I received an F in math for a test and an English for not turning in a paper. Oh God, why is this happening? I thought. The same man from yesterday was there. Each time I caught a glimpse of him, he would disappear. I thought I was being stalked. I walked home alone and ran straight into him.
Hello there, Evelyn. Do you like your new eyes?
He looked at my face carefully. What did you do to me? My looks have changed, but my grades are dropping. Change me back. I screamed at him, gripping his shirt collar tightly. I want to be the girl that was bullied but had good grades, not pretty. I want to be that's failing. Please change me back. His eyes glowed and turned red.
Okay, I will change you back, but for a price. You will be blind once the eyes return to me.
I was bargaining with the devil. His words echoed in my head. Yes, take them back. I can accept being blind. The man laughed and covered my face with his hands. It soon became dark. The man was gone, and I continued on as if nothing happened. My eyes were blinded, and I couldn't see anything. I collapsed to the ground. Let it be a dream. Let it be a dream. I woke up and looked around. Nothing had happened. I was still the same person, except there was a dark blue eye on my hand and a note.
The game has only just begun.